Hey, friend. I do believe I am live on the YouTube. So, can everyone hear me okay? If you're joining live right now, please say hello in the chat, even though I won't see it for about 48 years. Um, and if you're watching a replay, say hello in the comments. And since the lag with StreamYard is like an eternity on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and check my DMs on Facebook to make sure the sound is okay. So if you're watching live and you're my Facebook friend, send me a DM because I'm going to be really honest. Oh, Gary's like hanging out in my throat. No, Gary, go away. Um, my internet's not great today, which is saying something. So I don't want to waste too much time up front here, but I also don't want to get into the presentation and not know that no one can hear me. So it does not look like anybody has tried to inform me. Let me look at Facebook itself because I know you guys were like trying to get a hold of me all over the place on Facebook last week to let me know that you could, in fact, hear me. I don't even know if anybody's actually watching right now because StreamYard is just not that um, helpful on YouTube. So let's see. Looking at my group, nobody's made any comments in there. So la 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 la. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that you weren't too bored while I'm being a dork. Okay, so I don't know, man. I'm not gonna like fuck around with this. So anyway, I'm gonna assume that we're all good, and I will check my DMs. Um, you know, I'll check my DMs in a minute. So anyway, like I said, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's go ahead and jump right in, kind of, sort of. I'm going to go ahead and look at my DMs very quickly. All right, cool. Well, I'm assuming that we're all good here. So, like I said, welcome. Today we have a very interesting topic, at least in my opinion, and I actually just learned some new stuff while I was preparing to go live. So, this is going to be a fucking juicy masterclass today. And hopefully it will give you what you need to actually like understand how you are a multi-dimensional being, how it affects your consciousness, evolution. And we're not really talking about Darwinian evolution here. We're talking about spiritual evolution and timelines and all kinds of crazy cool stuff like that. Oh, hey, Jeff, you hear me fine. Hell yeah. So there's not much of a lag this week after I bitched about it. All right, all right. I see you, YouTube. Okay, so real quick, since I do have a few new subscribers this week, welcome, by the way. My name is Elle, and I'm super stoked you're here. I'm a self mastery and mindful manifestation mentor, quantum healer, spiritual activator, autodidact who actually taught myself to write HTML code, CSS, and JavaScript back in the early 2000s when there were no resources for such things. Um, excuse my tongue tiedness, and I am able to devour information, synthesize it very quickly, and break it down in a digestible way that most people can understand. And I have a whole bunch of clairs that you can see there on the screen. I'm also a manifesting generator or time bender if you're into the quantum human design lingo. So drop your human design type in the chat or the comments if you know it, because I want to learn about you too. My purpose is to help raise the collective consciousness and heal the planet by helping awakening souls become fully integrated, whole beings who know their purpose, gifts, destiny, and consciously create their desired realities. And I'm very logical and skeptical by nature. So it took me a really long time to get here with all of my spiritual growth because I needed scientific proof of certain things to get my conscious mind on board in the first place, which is why I come at things the way that I do. And it was actually communicated to me by my guides that I'm designed this way to specifically reach people who have trouble with things they consider woo, like, oh, that's just woo woo. There's actual scientific basis for what I'm teaching. And I'm able to explain it in a way that their physical minds can understand. But always remember that your physical mind was conditioned to think and believe certain things, and it can only process a tiny fraction of what your subconscious mind can process. So for more on that, please be sure to watch last Tuesday's live stream on the reticular activating system. And you can learn more about me by joining my Facebook group, which will be in the description box below if you're into that sort of thing. But I'm also being guided to create a Discord server, which I've never even used before. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. And please let me know in the chat or comments if you're down with Discord and if you prefer that or Facebook groups, just for my own sort of research purposes, if you don't mind helping me out with that. 4 minutes long? What does that mean? Oh, 4-minute lag. I misread that. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate that. It seems like it was 20 minutes or something before. So that is me in a major nutshell. And in about the next 30 or maybe as many as 40 minutes, I don't know, I don't have a concept of time, so we'll see how this goes. You are going to learn about all the various bodies that make up your multidimensional being, our human evolution through the cosmos, and why timelines can be viewed as evolutionary paths. So be sure to stick around until the end to get your mind well and truly blown. And just keep in mind that anything I teach is coming from my perspective and understanding as it is right now. So take what resonates and leave the rest. My understanding of things is ever expanding and evolving, so my teachings will likely change over time as I gain new levels of clarity, not carity. I don't know what carity even is. As I gain new levels of clarity and understanding. So if you can follow all that, we're in good shape. But before we jump in to the real nitty gritty, really quickly, please be sure to like this stream to get it in front of more people who would benefit from it, or even share it if you want. And be sure to subscribe and ring the little bell if you haven't yet, because it helps you to know when I go live and upload new videos. Obviously, it helps my channel grow, which I really appreciate. But more importantly, it helps more people who are looking for this type of weird ass content to see it, because the more subscribers I have, the more YouTube pushes out my videos. So you're doing a really good deed for countless people just by subscribing to different YouTube channels. So let me go ahead and hop back over. All right, cool. Feel free to keep chatting and drop any questions you have and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of each, some more brief than others, but please let me know in the chat or comments if you would like a deeper dive into this in the future. Your multidimensional body is made up of your physical body, etheric body, emotional body, mental body, astral body, etheric template, celestial body, and causal body. And each body basically occupies different densities or dimensions. So shout out to severnchakras.com. I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied. I mean, I'm physically tongue-tied, but sometimes I have more trouble than others. Today is one of those days. Anyway, shout out to severnchakras.com for this handy dandy graphic. Each layer or body correlates with each of your 7 chakras, and is responsible for transmitting information through your energy fields. And each layer also has a distinct vibration that grows in strength from the inside out. So the layers closest to the outside will have the highest and most potent vibrations. So your physical body is obviously the most dense, as it's actually made up of matter and anchored in the solid 3D realm. And we're not going to spend any more time on that because, frankly, why? You don't need me to tell you about your physical body. That's something we can all agree that we have because we experience it every day, every second of every day. So, moving right along to your etheric body, that is the one that's closest to your physical body and is the second densest. It's linked to the root chakra, as well as the organs, glands, muscles, and bones, is related to our basic human needs, and it's also responsible for the 5 senses. Your etheric body is anchored in the etheric realm, aka the 4D, but is deeply connected to your physical body and has ties to your physical health as well as your bodily sensations, including pleasure and pain. It receives energies around you, which affect your own energy as it delivers both positive and negative energy to your physical body. But your physical body's experiences also affect your etheric body and the type of energy it generates. So it's a total like symbiotic kind of thing, right? And blockages can be created by anything that harms your physical body, including stress, lack of sleep, poor diet, poor air quality, and the kind of energy that it absorbs from the world around you. So let me know if that makes sense so far. I already got a wow. Hell yeah. I love that. So, next, we're going to talk about your emotional body, which is the second closest layer to the physical body. And it's responsible for reflecting emotions and moods. It is related to the sacral chakra and it shifts with your moods. And it has the power to interpenetrate the etheric realm, which also allows the emotional self to interact with the physical self. And next, we have your mental body, which is related to the solar plexus chakra and holds your thought processes. It has a higher frequency than your emotions and is made up of your thinking life. And humanity's collective mental body actually has a profound effect on your own mental body. So you can relate this to all of the bullshit limiting beliefs you've inherited. So if you need kind of a 3D way to relate to that, there you go. This is also the body from which your physical reality begins to take shape because what you predominantly think about affects what you pick up on from the collective mental body, which affects your emotions, which has a direct impact on your etheric and physical bodies. Is this starting to come together for you yet? At least a little bit? I hope so. Again, let me know in the chat or the comments. I love to, especially if you're live, I love to kind of keep track as we go along. This body is what tends to attract people to us. as well as like the opportunities and things that we attract. Because what we're doing in essence is attracting those who think in a similar way to us. So if you're always talking about negative things and complaining, you're probably going to attract more people who do the same. And so you're going to be absorbing more of that type of energy from them. And before you know it, you're headlining Suckfest, which is the worst concert known to man. Like, no one wants to go to that. But as you open up your mind, learn more, start thinking differently, and rewriting your false limiting beliefs, your entire mental body will transform, and so will your reticular activating system, as well as the people and opportunities that you attract and manifest, right? So your thoughts resonate at different frequencies. So a low frequency mental paradigm is created by negative, fear based, self limiting thoughts, which affect your RAS and what it shows you. And of course, again, who and what you attract to you. And this creates division and separation, which is why you need to be very conscious of the media you consume. Remember that anything fear based is low frequency and designed to divide us and keep us under control. But a high frequency mental paradigm is characterized by openness, which encourages insight and breakthrough from the higher bodies. And it's important to remember that there are states of being that are beyond your mind. And that true clarity actually comes when you stop thinking so much, because where thought ends, truth begins. So put that in the chat or the comments for me. Where thought ends, truth begins. So is this all making sense so far? Let me know either way and drop any questions that you have so far. And let me just go ahead and check the chat before we move on to the higher bodies. Solar plexus and mental. Wow, yep, that explains why I feel that there. Awesome. So, all right, cool. Keep those comments coming because it helps with my whole energy personally. And let's go ahead and talk about the astral body now. So that is associated with the heart chakra and is where dreams and out of body experiences are generated. Focusing here helps you connect to the higher planes, higher dimensions, higher density, however you want to phrase it. The astral body is informed by your lower bodies and also informs them. So again, with the symbiosis, however you want to pronounce that. But it's anchored in the 5D realm or the cosmic realm and contains pure cosmic information. So the word astral basically means star, and you can think of your astral body as your own cosmic pattern or pathway through time. Each of us has a unique incarnational journey, which is a soul's progressive journey from life to life through the cosmos, time, dimensions, and densities of creation. As souls reincarnate, they move through many layers of reality that exist within different densities. And each density can be seen as a set of personal life experiences that are also a distinct snapshot of the cosmos itself. Each life we live is a specific era, meaning location in time and space, in our cosmic evolution, which translates to a specific position of the cosmos. So we're talking about your various natal charts here. When you consciously choose to connect directly to your pure astral self, you become masterful at consciously controlling the matter in your world, so the material world around you, because the higher bodies inform the physical body. In our astral form, we go beyond the limitations of time and space. All right, I got distracted by something on my phone. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, and I couldn't find as much information on the higher bodies, which I'm sure makes some sense. But I will be happy to dive deeper into them as I learn more, which brings us to the etheric template. And that is associated with the throat chakra and contains the energetic blueprint or template for your physical body in the spiritual plane. And your physical body actually references the patterns and energy within your etheric template to create or manifest itself. Okay. From what I currently understand, your personality, identity, and overall energy are also contained within this layer. But I couldn't find as much information as I wanted to, like I said, on this and the higher bodies. So holler if you actually know more about this than I do. And evidently, healing sounds and solfeggio frequencies have a healing effect on this body. Not to say that they don't have a healing effect on your other bodies, but that was very specifically brought out in my research. So thank you, Jenny. Where thoughts end, truth begins. Awesome. All right. So now we're going to talk about the celestial body. And this is related to your third eye chakra. And here you can bring light into your being and establish spiritual connections. So this body allows your spiritual and physical minds to mingle, and meditation helps create this connection. This body has powerful vibrations that connect to the divine world, and you can receive messages from angels and other spiritual beings here, which can be experienced as downloads in your physical mind. And then finally, we have the causal body, and that is connected to your crown chakra. It has an extremely high frequency, and the soul and mind communicate here. It's also responsible for essentially holding all your bodies together. And you can connect with your creator here. And this is also where your spiritual development happens. And this is what makes you a multidimensional being. Our consciousness has a form in each dimension and density that all inform each other symbiotically, right? And the combination of these bodies represent your soul and also your soul's entire reincarnational journey. They're made up of your unique consciousness and are your personal forms. And they are basically you experiencing that density or dimension, but you're pretty unaware of it in the 3D until you integrate more fully with yourself and your gifts. So, how are we doing so far? Let me know and drop your questions in the chat if you're live, which I will come back to at the end since there's such a fucking lag here. But let me go ahead and take another quick look just to see if anything has come in since last time. All right, no. Good deal. We're just going to keep on moving then. All right. Now we're going to talk about human evolution through the cosmos. So human evolution through the cosmos is not eternal. Well, yeah, it's also eternal, but it's an internal process and has nothing to do with external modification. So our evolution, our spiritual evolution has nothing to do with integrating with tech. And I'm just going to leave that there for now. There are also no parental type aliens who are going to swoop in and save us from ourselves, because our evolution depends on our own ability to save ourselves and claim our sovereignty. So we're actually getting into, like I said, our spiritual evolution. This is not Darwinian. And this is actually not new information, but a remembrance of information that we have lost. So right now, humanity is developing our cosmic consciousness. And you can think of the cosmos as a multidimensional initiatory system, and everything in it represents different densities of consciousness. So every multidimensional being is an evolutionary story and a trajectory of consciousness. And consciousness can evolve or devolve. So the ascended evolution of humanity is to basically get out of matter. Essentially, there's a Christ stream which represents harmony and balance that leads to our ascended evolution. And there's an antichrist stream, like that's just what they call it anyway, which represents imbalance and fear. And it leads to devolution over time and eventually the loss of your being if you stay on that path. And so we're talking about like multiple lifetimes, right? Multiple incarnations. You're not going to lose yourself in this life specifically. Just wanted to make sure I made that clear. So, but when we align with the Christ stream, we remember who we really are, which causes positive organic evolution in humanity. And like I said, that is all completely internal. And you can relate it to all the internal work that you have to do in order to manifest things in your physical reality. Because no matter how things appear to us, it's really the opposite. Like our 3D reality is not affecting us. I mean, I guess if you're dwelling on it, it is, but you affected it first. So not to get all playground on you, but your thoughts and your emotions and all of that stuff created your physical reality, not the other way around. And as we move into higher timelines, connect with higher versions of ourselves and our guides by aligning with the Christ stream, we are healing ourselves, right? Part of Earth's energetic body is actually made up of different timelines and entities, but we can only perceive what's directly related to us. So think RAS again, reticular activating system. And perception on Earth exists within a spectrum with certain limitations, but there is an evolutionary purpose for only being able to perceive what we are, or basically different versions of what we are. So we can perceive timelines that represent our potential futures, i.e., our fallen or devolving selves and our ascending selves. So, are you still with me? Drop an emoji that illustrates how you're feeling about all of this information so far. And of course, any questions that you have, and I will do my best to answer those at the end. Fascinating. Awesome. I'm glad that you're fascinated. I'm glad you're not bored. That's for damn sure. And now let's get into why timelines can be viewed as evolutionary paths. Okay, so now we're going to dive even deeper down this weird ass rabbit hole. So hang on. And we're going to talk about aliens, ETs, interdimensionals, whatever you like to call them. And they are not from this time as we know it and understand it. though they may have some relationship with this time, if that makes any sense at all. Basically, they can be from different timelines of humanity that were once of the earth or at least connected to the earth. And in fact, they must be if we're actually able to perceive them here. There are evolutionary points in our timelines that represent important points in our evolution, which might sound redundant and repetitive, but there you have it. And there have been pivotal points throughout recorded history that you can look at and actually perceive these points, i.e., the Dark Ages, the Enlightenment, right fucking now, perhaps, etc. At these points, a higher form of humanity begins to evolve, but there are also certain soul essences that don't understand what the evolutionary point even is, so they'll begin to regress and form a divergent timeline that has less consciousness. So the name of the game is more consciousness, right? So the less conscious we are, the more problems we have. The more conscious we are, the easier everything gets. We experience synchronicity. We create magic. We manifest almost instantly. Some of us do manifest instantly. So the earth is exposed to timelines that represent the higher evolutionary path, as well as ones which represent fallen versions of humanity, for lack of a better way to put that. And even the higher dimensions, they're still evolving, because that's the whole point of everything. Continuing individual expansion and evolution, so we all expand and evolve as one. So worlds are still being created and splitting, and we're also getting that energy on Earth. But the further you get down in density, the more divergence there is, and the higher you go, the less there is, until it turns into one stream of consciousness. So, does all of that make sense? Please let me know in the chat or comments. And if you're still watching but haven't liked the stream yet, please do so now to help more people see it. Leave a comment to let the algorithm know that it should show this to more people if you're watching a replay. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, because I really appreciate your support. Oh, and be here next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and we'll talk about what the fuck free will even is, if you have it, how to get it, and all that fun stuff. So I see a mind blown emoji. Go ahead and drop those questions. I know Jenny said there's about a 4-minute delay. And if you would like my help becoming your fully integrated badass self, I still have one one-to-one spot available this month if you prefer a more intimate container where you get me all to yourself every week, because that is how you literally quantum leap into your highest possible timeline. And that is not just buzzword salad when I say it, because I actually know how to do it scientifically. So please contact me in the description box below or on the screen to find out if it's a good fit. But please be aware that this is a 5-figure investment, and my clients routinely quantum leap themselves into 6 figures within 3 to 6 months of working with me one-to-one. Or if you prefer a group experience and a smaller investment right now, you can still claim a spot in my Conscious Creator Code 4-month journey to your new reality, which starts on 8/15/22. And there are definite advantages to being in a group, because you'll all help each other break through and grow, understand things better, and all of that good stuff as well. Both will help you become who you really are, so you can have the life that you're meant to live and fulfill your destiny It's just about your preferences, current budget, etc. So please feel free to contact me with any questions. And you'll find the investment links for CCC in the description box, as well as the one for the Lionsgate portal activation on August 8th, if that's what you're ready for right now and you don't want to make any further commitments at this time. But please remember that my clients actually get the activation as a free bonus. So don't claim your spot in that separately if you're planning to sign on to work with me in any capacity. And if you're watching live and those links are not there yet, they will be when I end the session. So just hang in there. I can never remember if I actually dropped those links or not. So I don't actually see any questions. Are there any questions about anything that we went over today? It actually went, I guess it didn't go faster than I thought, because I did say 30 or 40 minutes and we're right about 35 minutes right now. So, yeah. So I'm just going to babble for a moment just to make sure that no questions come in, because I do like to answer those live if at all possible. Elle is amazing and totally worth it. Thank you, Jenny. I really appreciate that. Jenny is one of my graduates. So thank you guys so much for watching, whether you're watching live or the replay. Holler at me if you've got any questions about anything. I will definitely come and check the comments later on and answer anything that came in during replay or whatever. But thank you guys so much for taking this time out and learning more about yourself and your world and how you process it and how you make it better. Because when you make your life better, you make life better for the collective. Anything that you heal helps heal the collective. Anything that you understand better helps the collective consciousness understand it better. So thank you for showing up for yourself and being the awesome badass that you are. Join us on Facebook. I'm going to be creating a Discord server soon, evidently, so you can join us on that as well. And maybe I'll have like links to that next week. I don't have anything planned for Friday on YouTube, but you can come and get a karmic and energetic healing / clearing done in my Facebook group for free live. And the replay will work just fine for you as well. And that is all about healing the persecution imprint. So persecution of your spiritual gifts, basically, so that you can welcome them into your life. It's definitely highly recommended if you're going to do the activation on Monday. So that'll be Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then Monday, we're activating your spiritual gifts and realigning you with your destiny. So thanks again for watching. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Much love to you.